Hello, my name is Jerry and I am here today again to make a video on Algebra 1. And I am again from an equity and we are an organization that hopes to provide underprivileged children around the world with free education. And this video is going to be on YouTube and it's going to be free for everybody to watch. And today I'm going to teach an Algebra 1 concept called the slope. So what is the slope? The slope, in simple words, it is just the steepness of a line or a curve. It's just the steepness of something, right? So like the slope of a hill, like how steep the hill is, right? And mathematically, the slope is calculated as rise over run. So rise is the change in y, and run is a change in x. So the equation for slope is then we use m normally as a symbol for slope, and m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you have a graph, or if you know 2 points from a graph, you can use this equation to calculate the slope or the steepness of a line. And the y2 minus y1 refers to the rise, and x2 minus x1 refers to the run. So rise over run. So let's do some practice questions. So first, let's look at something called slope from a graph. So I'm gonna draw some graphs, and you can tell me what the slope of the graph is. So here's a graph, and as you can see, it passes through 3 points. So you don't have to know exactly what these points are, but you can use the rise over run concept. So the rise is here, right? And since this point is 5, 3, the rise from this to this point, from this to this point, is going to be 3. And the run from this point to this point, since this one is 5, 3 and this point is 3, 0, the run is going to be, here's the run, is going to be 2. So the rise over the run, that means the slope is going to be 3 over 2. Let's try another question. So here's a line, and this point is negative 2, 2. This point is 1, negative 3. So then the rise is going to be the y2 minus y1, which is going to be 5. And the run is going to be x2 minus x1, which is negative 3. So the slope is going to be rise over run, negative 5 over 3, right? Simple as that. Let's do another type of question like this. here's the slope of a line, and you can use either of these 2 points, but you can use just ones that are closer to each other. So this one, so 1, 2, and 0, 0. So the rise then is going to be 2 minus 0, which is 2. The run is going to be 1 minus 0, which is 1. So then the slope will be rise over run, which is 2 over 1, or 2. So these type of questions are pretty simple. And let's do another one. Let's do graphing from slope. So graph a line that contains the point 3, negative 6, and a slope of negative 1 over 2. So to do this question, you can first graph the point that they gave you. So let's say this point is 3 and this point is negative 6. The graph might not be accurate or to scale, but let's just do it. So 3, negative 6, right? And so the slope is negative 1 over 2, right? So let's say negative 1 over 2, and here is the rise, and here is the run. So if the rise is negative, then you move down. If it's positive, you move up. And for the run, if it's negative, you move to the left. And if it's negative, you move to the left. And if it's positive, you move to the right. So here, the rise is negative 1. So you move down a unit. And the run is positive 2. So you move right 2 units. So the point is then here, and you can graph a line by just connecting the 2 dots. I mean, this graph might not be to scale, but that's how you do these type of questions. Let's try another one. Graph a line that contains point 6, 3 and a slope of 1/4. So here's 6 and here's 3. So here's the point 6, 3. Now here is a trick. So if the slope is 1 over 4, right? You might be thinking, okay, we'll move up 1, move right 4, but here from the graph you can't really move right or move up because it's in the boundary of the graph. So what you can do is rewrite the slope as negative 1 over negative 4, and we know that negative 1 over negative 4 basically just cancel the negative signs as 1 over 4. But you can graph it by using the concept of negative 1 over 4. Negative 1 over negative 4. So negative 1, that's moved down 1 unit, right? And negative 4, that's moving left 4 units. And here's the point. And that's how you do it if the point you have to find is outside the boundary. So let's do another type of question. This one is a simple calculation question. So what is the slope of the line through negative 1, 8 and 3, negative 4? So here you just use the definition of the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you plug the values in. It doesn't matter which point you take as y2 or y1. So let's take 3, negative 4 as the second point. So that'll be negative 4 minus 8 over 3 minus negative 1. That is negative 12 over 4. So the slope is negative 3. Second, what is the slope of the line through negative 7, negative 8, and 0, 4? Here you do the same thing, so slope, right, 4 minus negative 8, be sure to not forget the negative sign, and 0 minus negative 7, so that's 12 over 7, and that you can't simplify that, so the slope is 12 over 7. And that is all for today. So basically, we've relearned the slope and how to calculate the slope and how to graph from the slope. I hope you learned something from today's video, and be sure to check out our website at equity.org, where we provide more free content like quizzes and practice questions you can do for free. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.